Hey guys, it's RebeccaOberstadt. In today's video, it is the Wanderlust palette. This is day 2 of using all of my palettes. So, yeah, I have a live stream to do here in a little bit, so I figured I would, use this to get started. And the rest of my face is done, blush, bronzer, highlight. I'm wearing the Dominique Cosmetics Strawberry Lemonade lip gloss, and I have the Maybelline Lasting Drama in White Luster in my waterline. And I have the Smashbox X-Rated Mascara pulled to use, but I'm going to be using this palette. This is one I picked up on the recommendation of Kelly Gooch. She swears by this palette. She loves this palette. Last time I used it, I did use like these last 2 rows. I did like a purple and pink look. So today I was thinking we could use some of these greens. I'm going to avoid the blues for now, but I'm going to be doing 2 different looks, one on one eye, one on the other, and I'm going to try and use at least 1, if not 2 of these green shades, and I might incorporate some of the browns down at the bottom. So, yeah. I think I'm going into Coast first, but I'm going to tap Coast and then go into Tranquil just a little bit, just to lighten it. Oh, I guess I need a mirror. I'm so used to having a palette with a mirror in it, and I'm actually using the brush that comes in the palette. I find it's actually a really nice brush. Like the brush that came in the ABH palette is so super scratchy. No. Nope. And because I'm mixing those 2 shades, I can actually get away with using the first shade as a darkener shade when I get to that step. So do you guys have a challenge for yourself this month? Are you trying to do anything in particular? I mean, this whole world quarantine status doesn't really affect me because I'm home anyways. Before all this stuff happened, I was home 24/7. I shopped at Walmart at like between 3 and 5 a.m. So it never really this doesn't bother me at all because I'm home. I'm usually here. So this doesn't really, the only thing I've done different is I can't shop myself. I have to do an order online and then go pick it up. I have to wear a mask when I go out because I am immunocompromised, and anything that I can do to lessen the effects of somebody else's germs, I'm willing to do it because I can't afford to get sick because I don't have health insurance. So, I'm trying to find a flat brush. So yeah, other than that, I really haven't changed much because I only leave the house twice a month to go grocery shopping anyways. I'm going to go into this Jade shade, and then I think I might use Serious on the inner part of this eye. And I don't know if this will go up on YouTube or on Instagram. Depends on how long it is, and my camera battery is flashing at me. As per usual, and this brush is dry. This is a really pretty shade. I'm just kind of dragging some of it in to the inner part of my eye with what was left on the brush after that swipe. But are you guys doing anything specific with either your makeup or your lifestyle or your house? That's something white on my eye. Alright, I'm just gonna take that product off with my brush and then, or of my brush with the little brush cleaner I have, and then go into that Serious shade. It's a really pretty, like minty kind of green. But I think for me, the biggest thing I want to accomplish in May is to go through, I have like 3 boxes of clothing I can't wear in my bedroom that I need to get listed on Depop. So I plan on going through and photographing all of those and getting those listed for sale because I literally have 3 boxes of clothes in my bedroom that are just sitting there taking up space, and I'm talking they're huge boxes. So I wanna get those out of my room And the only way to do that is to list them for sale and hope somebody buys them. So that's my main goal, is to get that done. And then of course I'm using every eyeshadow palette I own for this month. So that's the other thing that I'm working on. So makeup wise, it's trying to use all of my palettes at least once this month. I'm going to take the Statement shade and mix it with Tranquil this time instead of Coast. This is more of like a warm brown. This is more of a cool brown. So I'm just going to dip, 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 dip. Usually I just kind of dip once, and then if it's too dark, then I'll dip twice into the lighter shade. This is definitely a warmer undertone brown, but it's a nice neutral, it's a nice pretty shade. So it will work for what I want. I just want them to be different enough from each other. Not that I don't want the same. And it's nice that they have a kind of cool undertone and a warm undertone, and then they've got a little bit of a darker brown that's also a warm undertone next to that. Nostalgia? Yeah, Nostalgia. I haven't had any issues with this palette at all. There are only a few matte shades in here, but I haven't had like issues getting them to work at all. I noticed a patchy spot over here where I applied color here but not here, so I kind of figured I could drag that down, which I did, so that works. Sometimes if you don't like what you've done with your eye look, you just keep blending. It'll get better. I mean, if it gets worse, you can always just pack color back on and then try it again. I think with this one, I'm going to stay away from the Stormy shade because it looks more blue. I'm going to go into Hypnotic. I might use this, and then I think I might try Majesty, which is next to it. It's more like an olivey type of color green, more like a khaki green. Hypnotic's a little bit blue from what it looks like in the pan. And I'll try and do like a halo eye on this one. I still need to film. I've had people ask me what the difference is between a halo eye and a spotlight eye, and there is conflicting information on those two topics. So I did some research, and those things weren't like popular when I was in school learning hair and skin and makeup and nails. That wasn't like a trend. So I actually had to look up a bunch of different like makeup websites and teaching websites, and I even downloaded one of those like e-reader books onto my phone so I could read what was there. And some people say one thing and other people say something completely different. And you're like, okay, so who do I believe? And I guess it's all based on like personal preference. And there are different ways that you can do it that work. I can never find my powder brush when I need it. Of course, it's on the counter behind the brush holder. So if you guys would like a video going over what I learned and what some people teach versus what others teach, as well as, you know, listen to me talk about the differences while I show you different ways that I know how to apply the technique, then let me know in the comments down below, because I could film that. That's not a big deal. And there are actually like 4 different ways that I know how to do a halo eye or a spotlight eye. So it's one of those things, if you want to see something like that, then let me know. Going into that Majesty shade now. I'm just going to layer this in the center over the other green. And then put it here, here, and right up underneath. And the way these look in the pan, I'll show you when I get done. Some of these shimmer shades look like cream eyeshadows by how they look in the pan when you swipe a brush in, which I find intriguing, because when you work with a cream shadow, it leaves a different texture to look on the surface of the product than are just a regular like powder shimmer shade. give you some ideas. The shade Stormy I have used with a wet brush. Why are you not focusing on Stormy? Oh, I just touched a shadow. So Stormy I've used a wet brush in. And then the next shade over is Jade. That's the one that I used on the one eye. But if you look at this shade here, this is the one I just, Hypnotic and Majesty. Majesty is the one I'm talking about. If you look, there's like a different sheen on it than the two greens next to it. So this shade here is acting like a cream shadow. It's very, very interesting. Whereas the other two shades, you can see where I dipped my brush into them, but they don't have this like weird sheen over the top of it. And sometimes when you see that in a shadow, it's more along the lines of hard pan, but with this, it's not. It's because you've kind of squished it a little bit when you dug your brush in. So what I've been doing, because I've been using this brush out of the palette, is I cleaned it off with my color switch thing. And then I have my makeup eraser here, my makeup cloth. It's a little bit damp. So I just kind of run my brush on that to kind of clean the bristles a little bit in between uses so that I don't have like extra color. And it does a pretty good job of removing the product out of it, so I don't have to worry about washing this brush every time. I've already washed it like twice. But yeah, it's really nice. I'm very surprised by the brush. If Profusion actually came out with a brush set, I think I would be interested in buying it, because I think that the brush in there is very comparable to brushes I have from BH Cosmetics, which are really nice, affordable brushes that you can usually get on sale. This mascara is dying. It's like super clumpy right now, and I hate clumpy mascara. But this is the last day I have to use it, because it's going bye-bye. And I have mascara down here for my lashes. Lovely. That's what you get for having long eyelashes. Alright, so here are the two looks. I will lean in and show you what I got going on. I kept hearing snoring and I couldn't figure out why. There's a Bubby in my tub. I didn't know he was in here. Bubby. So there are two different looks using Day 2 palette. This is the Wanderlust palette. Why is my camera not wanting to focus on anything? So let me know what you guys think of these two looks. I don't know which one I like more. Alright, let me swatch these greens. Alright, so this is Jade. We have Hypnotic and Majesty. So Jade. I went sideways on my hand. Thanks, Tendon. And there's Hypnotic and then Majesty. I think I need to build up Hypnotic just a smidge. And probably Majesty. So those are the three green shades that I used. And then let me swatch the two. I haven't done a swatch video of this palette yet. Let me swatch the two browns that I used, and you guys can see just the difference. You can definitely tell on my finger, one's definitely a warm undertone. So this one is Statement, and then this one, oh wait, one's Coast, one's Statement. So this one was Statement, the first one is Coast. So you have Coast here, and then Statement. So those are the main colors. And then the shade that I used to mix is called Tranquil. It's like a banana shade. You probably won't even be able to see it. It's like my skin, but a little bit lighter. So these are the colors for each of the two eye looks. And like I said, I've never had issues with this palette. I'm happy. I spent, you know, well, actually I didn't buy this. Somebody else bought it off my wish list on Amazon and sent it to me. I would probably pick up more of their palettes. They have another palette that Kelly raves about, but she says that this one is her favorite. They have like 3 or 4 other palettes that are this type of size. What are you, 18? Oh, 21 shades. So I think for $10, 21 eyeshadows, that's a really good price. And like I said, it comes with a brush. The brush is really nice. And I mean, the colors, you've got like a purple quad, and then you've got like a, well, got 6 shades here that are like purple and pink. Then you have this like blue, this one's kind of like a blue-green. This quad here that's like blue, and then you have your neutrals down here. You've got neutrals across the top minus the green, and then you've got 5 green shades. So you've got purple, green, blue, and neutral in here with a couple of pinky type shades. Like this shade's kind of pink. This is more of a fuchsia, so you can mix it with this one here to make more of a pink shade. But in this frosting shade, it looks kind of like white. It also does the same thing that this one down here does, the Majesty shade. It's like super chunky, but super metallic, and it feels like a cream. Look at the sheen on that bad boy. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's very, very frosty. It's like winter with glitter. if Florida had snow. So yeah, it's a beautiful palette. There are still a few shades in here I haven't used. I think the next time I use this palette, I will do blues, just because this one shade is a matte, so I could probably mix this one with the Tranquility shade up here, or excuse me, Tranquil shade, and get a lighter version of that blue. It looks like a warm tone blue, so mixing it with a yellow kind of bone shade should work pretty well. And then there's like a warm tone blue, a bright blue, and then like a green blue. So yeah, I should be able to do a blue look with it next time I use it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry I was so rambly. I will see you guys in another video very soon. Have a good day or night wherever you are.